Action. Oh, that was really sore. Action.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Scandi Reviews podcast. I'm your host, Samuel Much, and this is my co-host.
I'm on my phone already. You've bored me. Yikes. Ben, sexy boy Ironside. This is a
Um,
milestone podcast, boys. I'm sorry,
mhm,
I've interrupted you already.
it's okay.
Because this week I have a shirt on, but it's not any old shirt. Well, it's just a boring shirt. This is the shirt I wanted to wear on the first week of the podcast, but it didn't fit me. And if you guys have have guessed, I've been trying to lose a little bit of weight, so I don't have a double chin anymore. And now this shirt fits me. And I'm so happy
We're also
because
proud.
because I've done nothing to deserve this shirt fitting me. Because I went to football 1 week and I've skipped like 5. But I'm happy. This is a
But
happy
we're
episode.
we're all very proud, and we're glad to see the shirt.
Yeah, sorry, just doing a little bit of this before we get into the podcast.
The time is 10:07 p.m. It's a late one for the boys.
It is a late
But
podcast for
we
the
just
boys.
really wanted to bring this content to you guys.
Yeah, we'll do
This
it.
is
We'll
what
do
we're
it
like.
any hour of the day, any day of the week. Unless we're busy that day, then we'll not
Yep.
do it.
But we will do it eventually.
Yeah. So
We've
what are you
actually,
asking?
we've
What are you
actually,
doing? This is free content. If you don't like it, then get out of here. Please don't. Please
Exactly,
don't. We love
exactly.
you. We need as much, no, as many viewers as we can get.
We've got quite an interesting podcast for you today.
Damn
We are
right.
going to be ranking our top 10 favorite movies. So, that's
So we're
pretty
doing
good.
flat.
And we are a film account as well, after all. So, it's good to get into some proper
We're
film
going.
stuff.
We're going back to our roots.
Back
This
to our
was supposed
roots,
to be a film podcast, but it very quickly.
It's mainly just a ramble podcast,
Yeah.
but, still fun.
Yeah. Yeah. This was just after the Beatles one. I was like, well, no, we were trying to figure out some way to subtly drop our top 10 films somewhere. And I did initially think like something like the quarantine watch list, but that took Sam ages to edit, and I didn't want to put
Oh,
him through that
it
again.
literally took like hours.
Um,
I would do it again, but like it took so long.
Yeah.
We should probably make it into
yeah,
a post or something, but I'd want to do it when I've seen all of the movies that on my bucket list.
yeah. So next pandemic, please watch out for the top 10.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is gonna be it. It'll be like the Beatles one, but instead of us just saying, "Oh, it's so good," we'll actually, because we know films quite a bit, if we can
Yeah.
be so bold.
And as well, a lot of the movies on Ben's list will be different to the ones on my list. So like there'll be ones on each of our lists that the other one hasn't seen. So we won't just
Yeah.
be like, oh, I like this song without any sort of description. We'll actually be able to go into a bit more depth and sort of explain it a bit more, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and also a little disclaimer: these will definitely be outdated, possibly next week,
Mm-hmm.
because I still have to watch Gone with the Wind, Breathless, Paris,
Oh.
Texas, and
Yeah,
and
we're both.
other films for the 400 Blows, which I'm
Oh,
certain, because of how highly you've praised them, are definitely going to be up there in my top 10. So they might boot a few of the lower hanging ones. So
we're
they will definitely change.
yeah, we're both watching Paris, Texas for a review, and I've got really
Yeah.
high hopes for that. I've got like about I've got so many movies to watch, and I'm really expecting like Drive, especially Drive, but like a lot of the movies that I'm looking behind me, there's a lot of ones that I really expect to be up there because
Yeah.
like I'd like to say the reason why we don't like we don't do a lot of bad movie reviews is because we're quite good at picking our movies.
Yeah, honestly, this page is just an excuse for us to watch good movies and talk about them without our friends saying, "Shut up, you pretentious douchebags." Let's just play 2K and then not talk to each other for the rest of the night.
That's
This is our
literally what it
excuse to
is.
do that.
Yeah.
And also, a little not a little disclaimer. A milestone has been hit. I'm the first person in the you know community of Sam and I to crumble and watch a Western. I am now fully committed
Well,
to loving Westerns
I
with
mean,
all my heart.
if you count Back to the Future Part 3. No,
Maybe.
I'm not much of a I I don't know. I've always been like turned off to westerns. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
I've
But
seen. I think I watched when I was really young. I watched like Seven Brides for Seven Brothers or something,
mm,
but I don't remember it. And I
yeah.
watched Calamity Jane and hated it.
Damn.
Um,
Well, I've got a couple of Western reviews to come out
yeah, I
soon.
need to get into
They'll
westerns. I
they'll
need to
be out
learn
by
more.
the time this podcast. Actually, maybe Gone with the Wind will be out by the time. You know what? I'm gonna make a claim right now. By the time this podcast comes out, I will have watched every single Western ever released. And final disclaimer before we stop rambling and get into the podcast: we're sipping tonight. Sam's got beer. I've got whiskey because it was the only alcohol I had.
I've got my favorite beer. Not a sponsor unless they want to. It's Heineken.
I really hope that the mic picked up that pour because that was a beautiful noise.
Well, I heard it.
Okay, that's good.
Um,
You heard it
just
from your house.
yeah, I did. Not even from the zoo.
That looks like pee, but I
Ben
swear
is
it's
so
whiskey.
sophisticated.
Yeah, it's
But
not.
yeah, just before we move into the top 10, on the topic of westerns, I don't know if this counts, but I'd recommend the original Westworld movie.
Okay.
It's like a sci-fi western, and it's honestly
I thought you were
amazing.
just suggesting it because it had West in the title.
No, it's a
I thought you were doing a bit.
it's a sci-fi movie where they go to this it's sort of like a world with like all these robots where you simulate Western life, but then the robots go like berserk.
Okay.
Honestly, such a fun movie. It's
Mhm.
brilliant. But yeah, that's completely off topic. Just we
Yeah.
were just on the topic of westerns. Should we start off with our honorable mentions?
Of course. We've got 3 honorable mentions because Sam had
got a few.
13 in his top 10. So I
Oh
just
no,
messaged you and
I
said,
got a couple more now.
"Wait, so you got 5 honorable mentions?"
I've just got a few. I'm not going to talk about them in depth. I'll talk
Wait, I'll add a
properly
couple more.
about
Don't you worry.
about 4, and then I've got a few more that I want to just put in there. But they're not like in
Right.
detail. They're just
Yeah.
movies
Yeah.
that I got to
I've got
acknowledge.
I've got my extra 2 because I was
Do you want
actually
to
surprised I didn't have them.
just list off yours, and we won't spend much time on our own.
I have Raiders of the Lost Ark, which was one of the first films I saw, and I'm obsessed with the Indiana Jones franchise. I love it so much. Other than Temple of Doom, which, you know, I can take it or leave it. I like it some days, and then the other days I'm like, oh, why did they do a prequel? And Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which we do not discuss out here, out in these streets, in these rough streets of Anstruther, and also film Instagram.
Mm.
Then I have Jaws, which I adore, but I've never sat down and said, I want to watch Jaws today. I watched it.
Yeah.
I watched it in media in third year was the first time I watched it.
That turned me off watching Jaws ever again.
I was like,
you had to analyze this one scene. It was
that's a good film.
hell.
Well, no, because I've said this on the podcast already, but I switched into media. I think I was in computing or HE, home economics, and then I switched at the right time for us to not be learning that one scene over and over again. So I just got to watch the film and see
that's lucky.
Roy Scheider. Yeah, shader, like a pen,
something like that.
like a pencil. Actually.
Oh yeah, I was the opposite. Yeah. This might be weird as someone who wants to, like, who's fine with doing anything as long as it's to do with film, like in the future.
Yeah.
But I started doing media studies, was so bored by it that I went to do PE instead.
Oh my god. Well, that's fair. And then
anyway,
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which, despite it not being in my top 10, I do have I've got a couple of animated films in my top 10. It's my favorite animated film, but you know, it's not my favorite. It's not one of my favorite films, although it is. I'd say it like hangs on 11 and 10 range.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man 2, which was my favorite. It was my favorite film until I watched Taxi Driver, and I haven't watched it in a while, which is why it isn't in my top 10. But I can guarantee when I watch it again, it will be my favorite
Yeah.
film.
I mean, that happens with a lot.
Yeah, and then Dunkirk, which is absolutely incredible. It blew my mind watching it in the cinema. Not from like a complex story angle. It's just because it was so good, and all I
Very
expected was
visceral.
all I expected was just it'll be a pretty good World War II story, and because I really like learning about history as well, and sorry, a little bit of this ramble left. My nana, who lived
Yeah.
in Dover, was able to see the ships coming in from Dunkirk after the
Oh wow.
boats went out from Dover
Yeah.
to rescue the soldiers.
Mm.
So that's a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
those are my honorable mentions, and also
Okay.
Grown Ups because it's the greatest film, but no one wants to hear it.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My honorable mentions are interesting because I've got like my top 10, and then I've got a few movies that I'd give a 10 out of 10, and then a lot of like ones that are really close to that. So I'll quickly talk about my 10 out of 10s, and then I'll just mention in like really quick a few of the movies that I'd give like a 9.5, but not all of them. So like just outside my top 10, I've got Casablanca, which
Oh.
is the first film I gave a 10 out of 10, I
Do you, want me
think.
to, do you want me to fact check that real quick?
Out of Scandi, I think it is, but you can check
Mhm.
that. That was in my top 10 for ages, but when I like love a movie, I'm like obsessed with it, and I never had that as much with
Yeah.
Casablanca as I have with those movies, which is weird because I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. Then I've
Yeah,
got Jojo Rabbit.
Casablanca was the second 10 out of 10 we gave after Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, that was you, yeah.
So it was your first 10 out of 10.
Then I got Jojo Rabbit, which I reviewed not that long ago,
Oh,
which I'm
yeah.
absolutely
Isn't
love.
that one of oh no. That's one of our most liked reviews, isn't
It
it?
is, yeah. It was. It might be in our most, or no, I think like something random overtook it, like the
Okay.
Lost Boys or something dumb like that. But yeah, um, Jojo Rabbit was like lower top 10 for ages, but I've watched a couple movies since then.
Yeah. Lost Boys has 149 likes.
I know this is like the one middling review that we've given pretty much,
Yeah.
and it's just a movie that I didn't like that much, but I just thought, oh, I'll write a review
We
for it,
need
and then
to
it got
we need to give more
150 likes.
sixes then.
I think it's because I tagged the hell out of Twilight in the description.
Yeah, maybe.
As well. But yeah,
wow.
yeah, no.
That's crazy.
Then the Truman Show,
Mm-hmm.
which has such an emotional impact on me.
Oh
all
my
the time.
god. Oh, I love that film so much.
Then the Toy
forgot
Story
about that.
Trilogy as one thing,
Yeah.
because those were my childhood films, and the same can be said. These are a few of the other ones that I'll just mention like on the fly, like Back to the Future, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Parasite is a good one. The Blade Runner movies,
Yeah.
Goodfellas, Psycho, The 400 Blows, About Time, which is so underrated, and so on.
400 blows is that sorry, that's the really nice poster that
It's
you've got in your
the
bedroom.
poster in my room that says Le Quatre Cent Coups, and it's got the boy that looks like Jacob.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not seen that film, but based on the poster that Sam has in his bedroom, I think it's a 10 out of 10, maybe even 11.
I'm easy to give a 9 out of 10, but I'm strict when it comes to 10 out of 10, so that's why it doesn't have a 10. Like if I was quite like relaxed about what I'd give a 10 out of 10, it would get it.
Yeah. What was the last?
Yeah.
Oh, the last 10 we gave was our most recent review, which could date this podcast quite a lot. But we're recording this on the 25th of October.
Yeah.
And
don't say what it is because it's in my list.
Okay. But
okay.
Oh yeah, the next 10 out of 10 that I'm given is in my list as well.
Oh, exciting.
Yikes.
Okay, should we get onto it?
Let's just jump right into it.
All right, you do your 10th first because my 10th is quite interesting.
My number 10 is no.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, we're gonna do virtual backgrounds on Zoom because I'm not gonna edit
should we reveal
anything.
it at the same time or should we?
No, because I've got to quote from
okay.
from the scripture of my review of it. Okay. Yo, Sam, can you sing? Can you start singing either Dankeschön or Twist and Shout, please?
Well, shake it up, baby, now. I can't see you.
I
But
can't have a virtual background. I don't know what it is, but
I'll keep mine. I'll keep mine
Zoom
up.
won't
But
let it
Ben,
happen.
yeah, the problem is
Yeah.
that Ben's walls is the same color as his skin.
Yeah.
Whereas
I'm just
my camera quality isn't very
I'm
good.
just
So
a
the light
pasty
washes
white
out.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
So Ferris Bueller's Day Off is one of my favorite comedies. Actually, wait. In my top 10, it's my third favorite comedy in my top 10. But no, it's so good. I gave it a 9 out of 5, and it's a film that I can watch and
9 out of
watch
5?
and 9 out of 5. Yep, maybe 9.5 out of 10. Sorry.
All right.
Oh,
I was
God.
so.
Yeah, no, I
thought I let it
said
slide,
that. I said that, and I was like, Ben, are you sure you want to say that right here?
but-
It's just a 1.8 out of 2. What can I say?
Yeah. Obviously.
No, that doesn't make sense. No.
I've got that poster as well, actually.
1.8 out of 1.
It's a very good poster. It's all the
It
cars
is.
going the one direction and then his car going the other.
Mhm.
It's very symbolic.
Yeah, I've said everything I need to say in my review, but the writing of Ferris is perfect. And Ferris is what I think I am. Ferris's personality, the way he makes jokes, his confidence, it's exactly who I think I am, but I'm not.
Ferris is what a lot of people aspire to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In a way, at least.
Also, he's got a girlfriend, so, screw you, Ferris. No, but it's just so good. The writing of it, the story. I love the story of it.
Yeah.
Then the pacing is perfect. I talk
just
a
think
lot
it's
about
so much
pacing in
fun.
reviews. It's so much fun. Whenever I'd have a day off at school, like if I was genuinely ill, not like if I was if I woke up at 10 and I was like, oh no, I don't want to go to double mass today. I can say that I'm not at school anymore.
Yeah, you're legally allowed to say it now that you've left.
Screw you, Wade Academy. I don't think I'm allowed to say that though. I'm sorry. Please don't sue me. Well, no, we've said it. Yeah, I've said where I live. I've described near where I live. If I've not been doxxed by now, I'm not going to.
I've described the exact tiny village where I live.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I'm leaving. I'm moving out of it again in like a few days. So
But they'll know the university
you're
you're at.
That's true.
Yeah, and also the Ferris Bueller's Day Off has my favorite song and Dankeschön, which is also a good song. I was going to make a joke about Twist and Shout being the other song, but no, shut up, Ben. Because one of the last podcasts was the Beatles one, and I can't do that because I said it was my favorite song in that one.
Yes.
So now that I've had a breakdown, would you like to go with your number 9?
Yeah. I'll just
10.
reveal it for you actually, with the Zoom technology.
With the 10th pick in the film draft, Sam Much picks.
Sam Much selects.
Yeah, that's what. Shut up.
Here it is. It's The Graduate.
The Graduate.
Yeah.
Okay. Okie doke.
And this is interesting because I reviewed this. When did I review it? I'm just trying to find it. I reviewed it on the 9th of September, and I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
which is like wouldn't even be in my honorable mentions. Mm-hmm. But movies that are in my top 10 always grow on me. So like when you get further up the list, there's a lot of films that I don't think are like up there in my list, and then I think about them. And when I know a film has really sort of got to me, it's when I Google everything about it. That's how I know.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then I got obsessed with it, like weirdly, like 2 weeks after I watched it. And then I said to my girlfriend, I was like, you have to watch this film with me. So then we watched it again, and I was like, this film is even better the next time I watched it.
You're sounding
and then I realized,
kind of like Travis Bickle there. You have to watch this film with me. You must.
Speaking of Travis Bickle, he might come. He might
I'll
come
shoot.
up later.
I'll shoot up a brothel if you don't watch this film with me. Ah. That's
Damn.
I'm sorry. I just spoiled Taxi Driver. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It was released in the 70s. If people haven't seen it now, then it's their fault.
Well, no, I didn't watch it until last year, so I'm
That's
so
great.
sorry. That doesn't happen. He
It doesn't.
drives his taxi off into the sunset, and they all lived
Yeah, it's
happily
just
ever
a film
after.
about a taxi driver.
I just spoiled it again.
Anyway, okay. All right.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So after watching it the second time, I was like, okay, this is one of my favorite films. Like literally.
Mhm.
I just think the direction is brilliant. It's really unique in a lot of ways with its direction. I've talked a lot about it in reviews, so in my review, so I won't like if it was an older film that I reviewed, like a film that I reviewed a while ago, I'd talk more in detail because my reviews then were less detailed.
Yeah.
But I
that's
talked
fair.
like extensively. But yeah, Dustin Hoffman is absolutely amazing in it. It's one of my favorite individual performances.
Yeah.
Just because he encapsulates that sort of awkwardness just perfectly. The camera work is brilliant. Just everything about it is.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's so much fun to watch as well.
And even in the shot you've got there, it looks like me when I'm ready to go out. I'm checking if I've got my phone and my keys and my money.
There's
awkward.
quite a few shots that are framed by her leg, Anne Bancroft is the actor. I can't remember.
I didn't even notice legs. I was just looking at it.
There's her leg. Yeah, there's quite a few shots that are framed by her leg. There's a really good one near the start. But this is the famous one, so I put it in. Anyway,
Okay.
I won't talk anymore because most people watching this will have seen my review already.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm at 10. I have The Graduate. Should we sort of go like 2 for me and 2 for you? So should I do 9?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Because it can be a serpentine draft.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
With the 9th pick of the film draft, Samuel Much selects.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Whoa!
Yeah, I won't talk too much in detail about this one because it's currently, as of recording, the last review that we've released. But this movie is absolutely brilliant. I'm obsessed with it. I've said this in my review, but it made me feel pretty much every emotion.
Yeah.
Like there's some bits that are genuinely really harrowing because like there's some bits that are harrowing like Trainspotting-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly in the same sort of sense, but in the same sort of the harrowing way. Because it's another Danny Boyle film, that's why I say that. But then there's like
this
some
shot. Oh, come on, please.
I can't see it.
No.
What is it?
Come on, focus. It's the shot of the pooey boy. The boy with poo all over him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just look at the pictures in my review. One of them's a boy covered in poo. That bit is so funny. But anyway, yeah, there's hilarious moments like that. There's the ending is one of the most uplifting moments that I've ever had in a film.
Yeah.
It made me smile for the last like 20 minutes, literally. I was on the edge of my seat. I was sad. It's just when a film can make you feel literally every emotion, you know that it succeeded.
Yeah.
And the cinematography is brilliant. Dev Patel is fantastic because he's Dev Patel. Obviously, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
And I tried to explain this in my review, but I didn't. It's not a Bollywood film, but it's Bollywood-esque.
Yeah.
Which I explained more in a comment because I tried to do it in my review, but I just got like caught up
And then
in just talking about how great it was.
The casual moviegoer was like, "Oh no, it's not Bollywood."
Yeah, I did try to say that in my review because it's not Bollywood, but it takes a lot from Bollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I tried to describe it as like my gateway into Bollywood because after watching that, I really wanted to try out like actual Bollywood films because of how much this film had an effect on me and how much I loved the sort of editing and like like it was mainly the editing style that I felt was quite Bollywood-esque. So I'd really want to check out more Bollywood films because of that as well. So that's another thing. It feels like it's a gateway to a new genre. You know. Yeah. What about your 9?
Sorry, I'm juggling through like 4 different drinks. I'm trying to keep them all in order.
Any of your whiskey?
I've not. I'm working up the courage for that because I don't have any beer fellas at home, so I really don't want to go straight in with the whiskey, which is why
Have you had your mixture?
no, because I put too much in the glass. So
Ah,
I think I'm gonna have this glass, and then I'm just gonna calm it down, and then have more when we play 2K later on.
yeah, we got
And
to
then
have some bloody punishments.
my number 9, which I haven't reviewed, it's one of the 3 I haven't reviewed in my top 10. I have
I've got quite a
Rear
few that I haven't
Window.
read. Ooh, well,
Yeah.
that'll come up at some point. Let's see the picture.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I want to see what picture you've used.
I think you heard me say, "Oh, this is beautiful" when I was picking them. Oh
Oh, that's a good shot. That is a
yeah.
good shot. I've got. Oh, hang on. Doesn't
Sorry, my phone's going off. I still can't fix my phone. Oh, boys, actually, sorry. Before I talk about Reservoir, no, Ben. Oh! I'm getting a new phone, possibly, maybe soon. So the constant dinging of my phone notifications will be gone soon enough.
Yes.
Yeah, Rear Window is one of the films. It's also a film I watched in media, which what
I
can you
didn't know you
do?
watched it in media. I would have stayed in media.
Yeah, no, we watched that. And another one that's in my top 5. Actually, my top 3. Yikes.
Okay.
There's one I watched in media, and I was like, you know what? This is worth sticking around for, because we weren't able to watch it like all out because obviously it was in different periods. So I had to wait like a week in between like half an hour installments of the film, and it blew me away. Because obviously it's Alfred Hitchcock. If there's one thing that man can do, it's thrillers, and it's a perfect.
There's a reason why they call him the master of suspense.
Yeah, he's so good. And then James Stewart, I can definitely see why. Sorry, there's a hair in my nose. I'm not picking my nose in the podcast. I'm not that unprofessional. I can see why he's your favorite actor. He is so good because he literally does nothing. He's in a wheelchair watching through a telescope, but his performance is so good.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I haven't watched it in a while actually. Although I'm certain that's how good it is. I haven't watched it in ages, and all the memories are just flooding back. There's a romance in it, isn't there?
Yeah, there is with Gene Kelly, who's
Yeah.
great as well.
Yeah. Wait, like the Singing in the Rain one.
Oh no, not Gene Kelly, Grace Kelly. Sorry,
Okay.
I always get mixed up because of last names. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's G Kelly, and then I get confused. It's not Gene Kelly.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Grace Kelly, the Princess of Monaco or whatever, Queen of Monaco.
Okay. Yeah, and it's so perfect. And then as well, spoiler alert, it's been out for like 100 years, so shut up if you want to comment about it. Oh, I haven't seen it. Why did you spoil it? Tony Stark dies at the end of Endgame. Screw you.
What are you gonna spoil in?
There's actually like a villain, so he was right. I think it would have been perfect either way if he was just a hypochondriac who was so bored from being in a wheelchair for months. It would have been fine. But the fact that he was right is just so good.
It is quite satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because although I just said it would be fine either way, I'd feel a bit cheated if it was just like, oh no, he was just bored and he wanted something to do.
It works in some films, but I feel like the setup to that film would have made it a big disappointment. If it had been set up in a different way, then it would have worked.
Yeah.
But not in that context.
And I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I need to write a review for it.
If you're writing a review for it, make it a joint review because it's one of my favorite films and I've watched it like 4 times.
I don't know, the writing's, maybe it's just because I'm stupid, but the writing's really funny. Like oh no. Oh, you froze a bit there. I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat myself. The writing's really funny. If I froze, I'm sorry, boys. No, but the audio goes a bit bad when I freeze. I'm just going to turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone and hope that works. Because my Xbox is off, that's not using... Oh, wait.
My Xbox is on.
We're uploading the other podcast. I'll just stop that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I had. So it's good that everything went to bleep there. No, just Rear Window is a very good film, and if you haven't watched it, then go watch it. And also, if I feel a bit bad for having it so low down, it's probably far too low down. But I haven't watched it that much.
There's a lot of good films.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I mean, I know it's quite a dumb statement to make, but saying like having a film 8th on your, or like, is it 9th? Sorry,
it's 9th. Yeah.
Yeah, 9th on your all-time best film list is not. It's not low.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, but it feels low for how good of a film it actually is.
I know what you mean. Okay, do you want to get onto your 8th?
Yeah. And with the 8th pick of the this isn't funny anymore.
Yeah,
Shut up, Ben. At number 8, I picked Birdman, or that's Adobe Creative Cloud, not Zoom. Sorry, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of the few movies on your list that I haven't seen.
There we go. There's Michael Keaton.
Great picture. Yeah, I've got it, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's genuinely incredible. I watched it one day before school, and I loved it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting my review up. I'll have to have my Wi-Fi on for my phone. This is a big yikes. So I can't. It's not connecting to Wi-Fi. That's good. So before I do that, the cinematography is obviously gorgeous because it's one shot. One shot for the entire film. And my internet connection is unstable. So is my mental state.
You froze for a minute, but it's okay.
Sorry.
As long as you kept talking, then it's fine.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it. The performances as well are just they're so good. I only gave it an 8.5. Why did I do that?
Well, see, it's the same thing with The Graduate. Opinions change.
I'm so obsessed with the film as well, because genuinely, the film is, as well as being a good film, it's one of the few films that inspired me to like not give up with wanting to be an actor.
Yeah.
It made me fall in love with the idea of being a stage actor, which is pretty much one of the only things I know how to do. Like podcast and act on stage. They're the two main things I can do. Because screen acting is fine, but there's not the immediate response of a crowd.
That's true.
And like with the story of Birdman as well, the stakes are so high because it's his career on the line, his credibility as a serious actor.
Yeah,
and it's just something. Even though I've never acted in anything seriously, it's something that resonates with me as someone who wants to eventually be up there as one of the not the dons, but like a big actor, which is very unlikely to happen. But it'd be nice if it did. So Hollywood, if you're listening, then please give me an audition, please.
Hollywood's about to give you a call.
And I like the constant switching between. Oh, what's his name? I've forgotten the character's name. What?
Who's he played by?
Michael Keaton.
Oh.
His last name is Reagan, or is it? Wait. My review is too short as well.
No, a lot of reviews were short when we wrote those. Like my reviews.
Reagan Thompson. Like the constant switching between his mind and like the temptation of becoming Birdman again, because it's all about him doing this stage play that he wrote to rebirth his career after he gave up the character of Birdman. And as well, it's quite a good critique on the overabundance of superhero films there are.
Yeah.
Because he mentions the character in an interview in the film, and in the context he's like, I'm never going to be Birdman again. They offered me millions to do Birdman 4 or something,
Mhm.
and then the journalists like pounce on that and say, so there is going to be a Birdman 4. That's what you're saying right now. And as well, because I kind of don't like journalists. Most
Yeah.
journalists, Daily Mail journalists,
Well,
what they're like portrayed to be. I was like, yeah, go on, Regan, biff them. So it's an outstanding film. I could
mhm.
I could probably dedicate a podcast to talking about it if I was to rewatch it and re-review it, but like for myself, not for the page.
I do feel like at some points we should do some re-reviews of
Mm.
like old movies.
Yeah,
That like our old reviews. I mean, like because we could go into a lot more depth.
yeah,
Like, my first review of Razorhead was tiny, and I feel like that's a movie I could get a lot out of if I
yeah.
was to
And
review.
even with Birdman, like talking about it now, mentioning it, it's just like clicked something in my head that's like, damn, you need to
Yeah,
talk about this for hours. Oh, and as well, Edward Norton is fantastic, and I adore him.
yeah, I love Edward Norton.
He's so good. And this was one of the films. Excuse me. Actually, no, it's not. It's not one of the films. This Batman, Spider-Man: Homecoming, and Beetlejuice were four of the films that made me realize Michael Keaton is one of the best actors, and we need to protect him and have him in as much as we possibly can. Like squeeze the talent from him before he retires.
Yeah. Okay, shall I get on to my eighth one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and number 8 I have is Vertigo.
Whoa.
It's James Stewart again, my
I
guy.
saw James Stewart and thought, damn, Rear Window.
It's
Sweet.
it's my tied favorite actor. Back at it again.
Wait, who's tied?
De Niro.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I did the De Niro face there.
Yeah. Vertigo is one that is really close with the one that I have at 7. It's a Hitchcock one, like the one that Ben's already had, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, I love this film. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those films that's just like an absolute masterpiece, and it's a great watch.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of films I reviewed. Usually, if I admire a film, but it wasn't like amazing to watch, I'd give it I'd still give movies like that a 9, just because of how great they are. But Vertigo's a film that gets everything right, and it will always be a memorable and great film.
Yeah.
Like I look a lot at the what was it? I think it was the BFI Sight and Sound top 100 movies of all time when I'm looking for new movies to watch,
Yeah.
because I
Oh,
respect
that's
their
fair.
judgment, because they recommend a lot of old films that I'd like to check out.
Mhm.
They had Vertigo first over Citizen Kane,
Oh, damn.
which for a little bit of context, I haven't watched Citizen Kane. It might be there if I did, but I just haven't got around to it. I've had it for ages.
You know, it's
But
the universal greatest film ever made, but it's getting a bit old now. So can we just pack it in and have something like, I don't know. Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
Have you seen Joker, man?
Have you seen Joker?
Joker?
Yeah. Oh, when he. Oh, that's a recent film. I can't spoil it.
Speaking of,
Yikes.
by the way, speaking of Joker, just really quickly, Joker is just king of comedy but less good, and I like Joker,
Yeah.
but
Would
king
you?
of comedies.
What would you give Joker now that you've said that?
8.5 or an 8?
Oh,
What?
I've not persuaded you to join the dark side and hate it. Screw you,
No,
Joker.
I still think it's a good film. I
Ooh.
just think it's really, the reason why it's good is because it stole from a better movie by Martin
Yeah,
Scorsese.
I didn't have an argument, but I did say that. I said something like that in the
King of
comments
Comedy is
it.
probably a 9.
Mhm.
Anyway, yeah. Back to Vertigo.
Mhm.
There's 2 twists. I'm not gonna spoil it because I think it's a movie that really benefits from you. Even most people have probably seen it because it's a classic and it's really old. But it's a movie that watching it for the first time you'll be like mind blown. At least I was.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 twists in the film. At least that's I've seen it like 3 times, and I consider there to be 2 like big twists, and both of them are like amazing when you watch them. there's so many other like really interesting stuff, like the dream sequence with James Stewart. It might look cheesy now, but that was so high tech at the time that it was developed by literal scientists.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like Hitchcock just hired scientists
Mhm.
to do that or something. Like it was might I don't know what you'd call them, but it was like science people. Um, but yeah, James Stewart's fantastic as always. He's got he's such a talented actor. The things that he masters are the sort of he's got this really great everyman persona. But
Yeah.
he's also my favorite James Stewart is when he can flip the switch as a character. He can go from being an endearing that sort of endearing character which he's so good at, which you see in like It's a Wonderful Life,
Yeah.
and then he flips the switch in this movie especially. Like you
Yeah.
root for him, and then he goes really sinister, but in
Oh.
a realistic way. Like not sinister just as in creepy, sinister as in like
Oh.
he just gets obsessive, and it's a really good sort of exploration to that sort of mental state that he's in.
Yeah.
James Stewart's a master. If you haven't seen like enough James Stewart movies, just watch anything he's in.
He's like he goes from a casual everyman to you when you find a film that you love.
Mm,
Just obsessive and
exactly.
psychotic.
James Stewart is such a fantastic actor. He brings a film like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington to become a classic just by his performance.
Yeah.
Um he's the best actor of all time, I'd say. He's my joint favorite with Robert De Niro, but
Yeah.
James Stewart's got more depth. Vertigo is a perfect movie. It's looks stunning.
Yeah.
It's got a really inventive and unique story. It's of course it's we've already said this, but Alfred Hitchcock gets suspense perfectly right all the time. It's just I can't put enough praise on it. The second time I watched it, I remembered how good it was, but I forgot the twist.
All right. Yeah.
Which made it incredible because I'd seen this movie before, but I was still shocked when the twist happened.
That was like me with Jaws when I watched it the second time. I forgot that there was a shark, and I was like, "Whoa!" There's just that first scene. I was like, "Why is she in the water? What's happening?" And I saw that.
There's a shark?
There's a shark? What? Even though I've got the t-shirt on and
There's a shark
on the t-shirt. What?
What? but
I'm
yeah,
so sorry.
that was a good bit. That was a good bit.
I tried to do these bits, and sometimes they work, and sometimes they're just in my head
That
while I've got
works.
my mic muted.
No, but like, what was I saying? I didn't remember the twist coming, and the story is so well done that I didn't get reminded of it while watching it.
Mhm.
I just it's brilliant. It's an amazing movie. I would have it further up if I could.
Yeah.
Shall I go on to my number 7?
Hell yeah.
You ready for our first bit of deja vu?
Yeah.
It is. I'm just getting up the virtual background. It's Rear Window.
Whoa.
And we're here with,
I
we're here
like
with
that
my
shot.
favorite shot from Rear Window.
I do like that shot.
It's my guy James Stewart again.
This is just gonna boil down to Sam's favorite James Stewart films and other films that exist.
I will say that these are the only 2 James Stewart films I have on my list.
Okay,
Although
that's
It's a
fair.
Wonderful Life is in my 9.5 list.
Oh, Sam. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm going to derail the podcast. For the Christmas podcast, can we do a top 10 Christmas films, but also get drunk for it, like really, really drunk? Okay. Okay, now that's cleared up. Let's talk about Rear Window.
That's a shout. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much in detail about this because you already have, but I will say Rear Window is amazing. It's
That's it. Let's end it there.
Oh, I'm not just gonna say that. I'm getting on to something else.
Yeah.
I find it really impressive that Hitchcock managed to make a whole movie where, apart from in the ending, every single shot is situated from inside that tiny room.
It's mental. It's crazy.
Hitchcock, a lot of his films can be categorized by this sort of voyeur type thing. he's had a lot of movies where you could sort of say that kind of thing, and this is the perfect example because it's literally the whole thing is just voyeuristic.
Mm.
That's the whole. That's how the story progresses.
Yeah. Isn't
Um,
sorry.
yeah.
I keep interrupting you. I feel
No,
really
no, no.
bad. But I swear there's a Hitchcock film that's
What?
there's also just one shot.
Just only one shot. I'd be surprised.
Yeah. Hitchcock one shot film. Oh.
There might be one with an extended shot, but I'd be really surprised if a Hitchcock film had just one shot.
Rope is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. That's.
Sorry.
Is that just one shot?
I don't know. Well, not, but like in the same way that Birdman is, it
Oh,
appears
yeah,
to be one shot.
I think it has an extended shot.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I haven't actually seen it. I think it's got a really long take. I'm just checking.
It was shot on a single set, aside from the opening establishing shot, which was a street scene under the credits.
Oh yeah,
Camera moves were carefully planned, and there was also almost no editing. Oh, that sounds like a dream.
Wait, that's brilliant actually.
Yeah.
It gives the superficial impression of gliding about a single set for 80 minutes.
That's the dream. Yeah.
I've actually got it. I've got it, but it's in Glasgow, so I'll watch it when I get back.
Yeah. No editing,
yeah.
a classic film. That's what I aspire to make.
But yeah, Rear Window. I watched it again a couple of weeks ago for my film course. I'm doing film and television studies in.
I remember you sending me a picture of it.
Yeah, I had to rewatch it for my course, which is basically a dream because like I love that film. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times now, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get bored of it. It's brilliant, even when you know exactly what's going to happen. Just the performances, the directing. One thing I really loved when sort of analyzing it more is the like there's not really like a soundtrack, as in there's not, what's the word, is it non-diegetic, is that the word?
Diegetic's in the scene, isn't it?
Yeah.
Diegetic would be if I was to play something through my speakers.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. So non-diegetic is.
What I meant is there's no non-diegetic sound in the film, or at least barely.
Oh.
The soundtrack is pretty much filled with the ambience from all over the
wow.
the sort of what's the sort of I don't know what to call it, neighborhood, but like all the houses. Like whenever there's music, it's from the piano player in one of the flats. I just think that's very impressive.
Yeah, I didn't know that until now.
Yeah, I didn't notice it until I picked up on it on like the second viewing or something. But yeah, it's great. It's Hitchcock's a master. Psycho
Hitchcock
is also
pretty
one
good.
of my favorite films.
I got a little Psycho poster.
Yeah, I've got one as well. I got a different one. It's similar, but it's red. But yeah,
it's just the cheapest one I could see. That was also a good film.
I've got a Vertigo and a Rear Window poster there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So do you want to let's hear your seventh?
My seventh is a film that Charlie still needs to review. So Bucko, we had you on the podcast. Please write this review. I got Ratatouille.
That's a good shout.
Ratatouille. Oh wait. Ratatouille is a film I will defend until I'm on my deathbed because it's amazing, but my family don't seem to think so.
I haven't seen it in so long. I think I've only seen it like once or twice.
I saved it as a rat on my computer. Yeah, it's incredible.
It's a great film.
Yeah. Not only I rate films on how much they make me want to live in Paris, and this film is up there. It's like Midnight in Paris, and then Ratatouille, and then not many others because I haven't seen. Oh, actually, and then no, Midnight in Paris.
An American in Paris.
I Lost My Body, and then
Oh wait, hang on. If that's how you
Ratatouille.
rank films, then you should watch Breathless.
Okay, yeah, I will. I will. We need to review that. We're doing a couple of events. Stay tuned, boys. Oh no.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Talk about
Yeah.
Ratatouille.
Because Ratatouille is amazing. It's pretty stupid to say the animation is gorgeous because it's a Pixar film and that's one of the things they're most renowned for. But it's stunning.
Yeah.
Like it makes a rat. The film makes a rat a decent protagonist, and that's fantastic. I don't really know what to say about it, to be honest. But
You don't need to say much.
the
It's just
the
a great film.
score. Sorry, I was just deafened by my laptop giving me a notification. The score is unbelievable.
Mhm.
I'm gonna look up the soundtrack actually. Luigi is an amazing secondary protagonist to Remy.
Mm.
I don't know, and Skinner's such a good antagonist as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like he's tiny, but it's like it's what you'd imagine a French chef to be, just tiny and full of anger. And it, I don't even know. I don't know, to be honest. Ratatouille.
I haven't
Wait,
seen it in so long.
what song is it that I love? La Festin. That's it. And then the the Ratatouille main theme. But one of the songs which I want to talk about in the score is End Creditouilles.
End Creditouilles.
That is amazing. Michael G. Oh my god, he did the score for. He's done quite a lot of Pixar scores. He did the score for Up.
Mm-hmm.
Married Life makes me cry so much. Dang. Norton as well. This isn't really about the film, but I played the game on the PS3 when I lived in Kirkcaldy, and the game was really good, but it really wasn't. It was just because I was a little dumb child. And there's this. Sorry, I could hear myself on the headphones, and I don't like that. You have to run across these beams, and I could never get it because you had to flick the analog sticks. There's no audio viewers, so I can listeners, so I can do this. There's obviously no audio viewers because you can't look at waves. What? I'm going insane. I've not had any whiskey.
You gotta get on the whiskey.
You had to flick the analog sticks, so Remy could jump across the tractor. And I was like, bro, why don't you just walk around the tractor? I don't want to do this mission. I just want to get to Paris. Maybe we can make some soup. Also, that scene of Remy making the soup is
that was very
perfect. It is absolutely gorgeous. The song mixed with like the little actions he does, and you humanize the damn rat. What? I want to have Remy as a pet. What are you saying? But also one negative about the film is the ride. You know that like go-kart ride at Disneyland.
Wait, in
that sucks.
Paris?
That sucks.
Oh no, I like that.
Nah,
That was sweet.
I think it sucks. Number 6. That is Reservoir Dogs. Do 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 do. Then back on the drive with a little green bag. Got to find just something losing my mind. There we go.
Hey, there.
That's not the way it's supposed to be, but I flipped my camera.
It's okay.
Because I look better this way. I think at least. I might not. Maybe you think I'm disgusting either way. And if you do, then screw you for making me feel bad about myself. So that's how I'm feeling about the
tell
film.
me about Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs was the first Quentin Tarantino film I watched. And I knew going into it, as much as you like this film, Pulp Fiction is the universal favorite. You're not going to love this film as much as you love Pulp Fiction. I came out of it. Well, I didn't come out of it. I watched it in my bedroom on Netflix. I finished it and I was like, holy moly, dog. That's incredible. And I watched Pulp Fiction and I was really disappointed by it because it didn't live up to Reservoir Dogs.
Pulp
So
Fiction does
that's
have a lot of overhype,
it does. It
and
does.
this is from someone who really likes it. Like I've got the poster, but like
I love it. I love it as well. It's one of
it's
my favorite.
people think it's one of the best movies of all time, which it just isn't.
I'd say
It's a very good film.
it's in my top 25 for
I'd put
sure.
it somewhere. I'd give it a 9, I think.
I think I gave it a 9 as well.
Anyway, yeah. Talk to me about
Um, I've not reviewed Reservoir Dogs, so it's going to be difficult to rip off myself. um, but no, I love the. Pardon me. Pardon me. Yeah, did it in advance. I love the idea of following a failed heist without even showing the heist, because that idea is so simple, but Quentin Tarantino pulls it off so well.
yeah.
It's like with Red Dead Redemption, how they don't ever show the Blackwater massacre, but it's implied to be like an absolute disaster, obviously, as it was a massacre. No massacres are ever good, but
Yeah.
that's so obvious. that's like saying I think racism's bad.
That's a hot take. Yeah.
I'm sorry, most massacres are bad. Ladies, am I right? Massacres are bad. Are we in agreement? Yeah.
No.
But like I love Quentin Tarantino as well. Is non-linear storylines,
Mm.
and then like following the different characters, because it's not like Pulp Fiction where it pieces together a larger puzzle. It lets you know the main players of the film.
Yeah.
And also Steve Buscemi's incredible.
I do really like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I said Buscemi. He's fantastic. And the table scene at the start is some of the best writing when he's on about
Yeah, I
when
did like that
Quentin's on
scene.
about Madonna, like
I'll
Virgin
say
Elite.
I'm gonna say I watched um I watched Reservoir Dogs in the
Yeah.
most loose sense of the word
Okay.
because I went through a sort of period where I was very busy, but I was also trying to watch one movie every day,
Yeah.
and because of that, that meant me having to put on movies at about 1 a.m. some days.
God. Yeah.
So I did that. I did that for Reservoir Dogs, and the night before I did that for Silence of the Lambs. I managed to stay up for all of Silence of the Lambs,
Yeah.
but I fell asleep halfway through Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
So I don't remember a lot of it.
Mhm. I don't really know. I don't know what else to say, to be honest. It's such a solid film,
Yeah.
and for a first feature for a new director, it's amazing. And Harvey Keitel, actually the Mexican standoff in the end is heartbreaking.
Mm.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And as well, I was talking to some guy. Do you remember the Napier Open Day
Yeah.
that we both went to, but you you forgot happened, so you had to like
Yeah.
rush through to
I
Edinburgh.
was late for that. Yeah.
I was talking to a guy. I think it was for the like foreign learning stuff where you can go across to another country and learn
Oh yeah.
on the same course. I was talking to him about that, and he was like, "Oh, what course are you hoping to do?" And I was like, "Oh, film or journalism." But I'm not too. I don't think I'm going to get into the journalism one. I've got more chance of getting into the film one. I got into neither. I got rejected by both, so not screwing Napier because I still kind of want to get in next year. And he was like, "Oh, what are your favorite films?" And I said, "Well, I recently watched Reservoir Dogs, and that was really good." And he reckons Reservoir Dogs would make an incredible stage play. So I thought about it. I think, yeah, it would.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that actually.
Just have to keep
Right.
squirting someone with with ketchup.
All right, shall I go into my sixth one?
Heck yeah, guy, go for it.
Okay, my sixth one. I haven't reviewed this.
Yeah.
It's not it's pretty well known, but it's not super well known. So this might be a little bit of a chance for me to recommend something. It's my second favorite horror movie of all time, and this is a very good shot. It's
I straight up don't like that.
yeah, exactly. That's the point. It's a horror film.
Oh,
It's Repulsion.
okay.
Um, it's by Roman Polanski, who
We do not stand Roman
we do not
Polanski.
we do not stand Roman Polanski, but I do stand this movie. It's a horror movie starring Catherine Deneuve, who's very good. She basically plays this woman with an irrational fear of men,
Oh,
and then
not
her
irrational. Men are awful.
yeah, that's true. But I
Oh.
mean, irrational as in like men are awful, but irrational as
Yeah.
in that like it's a proper fear, like
Mhm.
unprovoked.
Okay.
She lives with her sister, and
Yeah.
her sister after her sister goes on holiday with her boyfriend, she's left alone to her own thoughts, and she just goes crazy. She
Oh.
gets all killy and stabby. I won't spoil it. I won't spoil it. But basically, this movie is like a masterwork in using practical effects and camera work and performance and the soundtrack to really make this like um a really is terrifying at points. And the main thing is that it completely sucks you in. Like I was like when I say I was hypnotized for by it, that's not like a figure of speech.
Yeah.
After like by the end of the movie, I'd stood up and I was standing a foot away from my TV because I was watching it on my own. I didn't realize I was standing there.
Yeah. You told me that. I was like,
Yeah.
nah, that's rubbish. What are you on about?
No, it's actually true.
Yeah.
At
That's
at
mad.
one point
That's
I was
mad.
completely drawn in by the tension. I stood
Yeah.
up and walked up to my TV, and then credits rolled, and I was like, "What am I doing here? Why did I stand so close?"
Yeah.
This is all practical effects. What's on the screen right now? It's
Yeah.
fantastic. There's a lot of like really good sort of imagery and camera work. Like there's only two main locations and everything in between. She spends almost all of her time
Yeah.
in the room, and from the second half of the movie onwards you only see in the room. But she goes in between there and her work, and there's some scenes like in between her journey from there and back, and like on her journey there and back there's just like shots of her walking, and it's like close-ups, handheld shaky camera to show her sort of anxiety of even being outside
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like there's so many ways that they show this woman just like slowly going insane, and it's honestly like it's a masterpiece. It's so underrated. I can't wait to write a review about it soon because I really need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's a fantastic film. It's like it's like a perfect horror movie,
Yeah. Well, damn. Perfect.
pretty much.
Okay.
I can't find any faults in it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Other
should I get
than
onto my
other
number
than
5?
Roman Polanski. Yeah.
Other than Roman
Let's go for
Polanski.
it. Actually, wait. Something similar.
Yes.
To you being a foot away from your TV. When I watched Finding Nemo for the first time,
Mhm.
I thought for the immersion, I would hold my breath for the entire film. Feel like I was underwater.
Yeah.
And let's just say that story ends with me in hospital and my mother crying.
Wait, did it actually end up with you in hospital?
No, it's just a bit. It's just a bit.
I was worried because I'd never heard that before.
No, because it's genuinely something I do because I'm a moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just.
I was worried about that, but at least you're fine.
Gosh.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
My number 5. We're into the top 5.
Yeah, top
we go.
5 alert.
And this is
I'm
another
gonna-
movie I've reviewed, so I won't go too much into
Editing
detail.
Ben, editing something cool.
It's Fight Club.
Fight Club.
It's
You know
Fight Club.
the first rule of Fight Club. You got to be ready to boogie.
Yeah, exactly. And also, yeah, I know I'm breaking their rules to talk about this movie, but it's in my top.
Just don't. Let's just say 5 Fight Club. Let's
Fight
let's just
Club.
end the
Screw the rules.
podcast here.
I'm a rebel. What can I say? I'm a rebel. But yeah, this movie is amazing.
Mhm.
Everything about it is great. David Fincher's directorial style is so like frenetic and fast paced, and it works so well for the film. Edward Norton and Brad Pitt especially are brilliant. Helena Bonham Carter is always great. The twist that I won't spoil because I was lucky enough not to know the twist before I watched
Yeah.
it. And it absolutely blew my mind. I'm really bad at telling twists before they happen, just like to sort of put a little disclaimer, but I don't think you'd be able to tell that this twist was true at all.
I'm gonna just guess it quickly, and you can nod
I'm not
or
gonna
shake
nod
your
with
head.
I'm just gonna not
I
acknowledge
bet
it.
I bet the twist is. Oh, sorry, I'm laughing at the joke before I even make it. The real Fight Club was the friends we made along the way.
How did you guess the twist?
Oh, I'm just. It's my sixth sense.
It is. It's gotta
The,
be.
the twist in that is the true sixth sense with the dead people we saw along the way.
But yeah, the editing is fantastic. That's probably one of the best things about it. It's a great film. Everyone should watch it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that it's a great film. Like it's not a hot take.
Mhm.
But yeah, watch Fight Club if you haven't.
Pardon me, I'll try.
Also,
I'll see what I
the
can do.
the shot that fit there is very good.
Now that I know the twist, I'm not sure if I will watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Not worth it. Anyway, let's hear your fifth because I've written an in-depth review about it, so I don't need to go too much.
My number 5 is that's it. It was my first 10. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Pardon me. Fantastic Mr. Fox is perfect. I'm just going to say that it's perfection. It's the first film by Wes Anderson I watched. Wes. I'll say Wes. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
There's not much finesse you can put on that name. Yeah, it's the first Wes Anderson film I watched. And when I watched it originally, I was like, oh, nah, I don't really like this film. Because I was like 10. I was clueless. Yeah. And I watched it recently because I was like, I'm getting into films. Wes Anderson's pretty good at the whole filmmaking thing. Sure. So I'll see what it's all about. And it blew me away. It's perfect. I don't really know. I love it. I love the animation as what gets me. If it was just an animated film, like I don't even know, Beauty and the Beast style animation or CGI. If it was like CG, not CGI, CG, like the Toy Story films like that, then it would be rank. I wouldn't like it.
Hey, don't bring Toy Story.
No, I love Toy Story, but you can't really replicate the style of animation they do.
Yeah.
Although a Shrek style Fantastic Mr. Fox would be incredible. Let's see what Ben wrote in his review.
I've only seen Fantastic Mr. Fox once, and it was when it came out in the cinema.
Oh,
I need to watch it again.
Yeah, you do. Actually, I was stuck between this and the Grand Budapest Hotel, which I do. I will. Oh, actually, is it the Grand? I think I might have to retcon it mid podcast. I think
No.
Okay.
Push on.
Unofficially, it's Fantastic Mr. Fox, but in our hearts, we knew it was Grand Budapest Hotel. No, the cinematography is gorgeous. The attention to detail as well. There's one shot where, like, in the background, there's someone working, but it's just a background character. If they were to stay still, you wouldn't notice it because you're focusing. I think you're focusing on Mr. Fox in that scene. Mm-hmm. But there's so much little details in it, and I'm certain they used like real fur for the films.
Maybe
not films for the film. Fantastic Oh, that's not how to spell. Mr. Fox, real hair, teal hair. That's good. Yeah. Oh no, it was real goat's hair. Apparently,
Okay.
a mixture of artificial fur plucked off toys and real goat's hair,
Mhm.
which is quite authentic, although there are no goats, I think. And as well, like that scene where he's talking to the wolf.
Yeah.
That's amazing because he's like he's shouting him at him, and he's like, "Oh, what if I use his Latin name?" Because it really sells the idea that as much as Mr. Fox wants to be in the wild, he's too domesticated in his style of life,
Yeah.
and the disconnect between him and the wolf will never be, because they're separated by Mr. Fox is in the autumn, which is amazing for the color. The color palette, I never talk about that enough, is gorgeous, and it makes me want to go outside. And nothing makes me want to go outside, other than filming with or going to see the boys. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing it with my fingers on my desk, but like Mr. Fox is in the autumn here, it's autumn colors, and then on this side, it's winter, and the disconnect because Mr. Fox wants to be over there, but he knows he won't be.
Mhm.
And I think that I don't know. I really like that scene and the message that's in that scene. Maybe I'm looking too far into it.
Probably not.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Willem Dafoe as a rat is the greatest casting choice ever. Because he just, not saying he's a rodent, but is perfect for his type of
Yeah.
acting. So that's it.
Right. Should we move on to number 4? Because I'm getting wary of
Yeah, we
timing.
are kind of although we're banging them out.
Mm.
Banging them out now.
Right.
I'll stop doing bits.
Let's hear number 4.
My number 4 is oh, what did I call it? Yikes. I don't know if is that a good one. That's probably not the best shot for it. But it's the Last Picture Show, which is, let me get into my review so I can read it. It's a review that's not out as of filming, but it will be because I did
As of posting.
as of posting. Yeah. To quickly describe it, it's a coming of age drama set in a small town in Texas in the early 1950s, and it deals with two best friends, Sonny Crawford and Dwayne Jackson. And it came about because I developed a much bigger obsession now, but when I watched it, I was coming off of either a full day or a full night, because I think my mum might have been working the day, and I was like, I'm just gonna play Red Dead all day because I've got nothing else to do. And I got to the end of the night and I was like, I want to watch a Western. I'm gonna do it. So I went on Now TV and I just looked on the Westerns bit. And I saw The Last Picture Show. I was like, film, Western, let's have it. And I went into it thinking it'll be a pretty good film, but it'll possibly be forgettable because it's 1950s. I probably won't like it that much, but genuinely, it's a masterpiece. Because I said in the review, I'm not really into dramas. I prefer my self-diagnosed ADHD makes it so that if there's not an explosion or a joke every 5 seconds, then I'm not really into it. But it's incredible. It's incredible because you see the complexities of this small town, this small dying town, that breaks up a friendship, like the inner workings of it, and it takes place over a year. And it's not a spoiler to say that Sam the Lion dies in it, which is why there's a Last Picture Show. But that made me cry. The reveal of that, because in the film, Dwayne and Sonny are going down to Mexico for like a weekend, and they come back they're singing in the car, and they get back to the small town. I can't even remember the small town's name because I've gotten the review of Small Texan Town.
It doesn't matter about the
Yeah,
name.
they get back and they're like, "Oh yeah, Sam died," but it's like Sam is a father figure to all the characters in the film because he owns the pool house, the cafe they all go to, and the cinema. And they, I don't really want to get into plot details, but he banned all the boys from the pool hall, the cafe, and the cinema because they like bullied his son. Well, not bullied. There's just something that happens, and they annoy Sam. But then Sonny and Sam go fishing, and there's this amazing monologue. While they're fishing and they're smoking, and it's incredible because it's not like a traditional monologue in the sense that Sam just pulls this speech out of nowhere. It's a genuine human conversation, and it's incredible because the actor that plays Sam the Lion had no formal acting training. Yeah. He was like a ranch hand or something like that, and helped with horses during filming.
Oh, nice.
And he just spoke like a friend would to another friend, but like a friend that is looked up to by. So Sam, it's how I talk to you.
Yeah.
Because you look up to me so much.
I really do.
It's amazing. I don't know, and it made me realize that Sybil. Shepherd. Yeah, I didn't know if it was. I was going for Shepherd, but I didn't know if it was Stuart, and then it really threw me off.
Yeah, you starting to say Stuart threw me off. I think it is Sybil Shepherd.
Yeah, she's in Taxi Driver.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, she is. Yeah.
She looks like Brie Larson, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh, she does a bit, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's not good. It's amazing. That's about it. Oh, but one thing. Sorry, I'm picking out flaws. This is like a review now, but the review's out by now. The one thing I do have to say about it is, remember that little dork yodeling in Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
The song he sings in Walmart is in this film.
Yeah,
it's rank. I hate him. He ruined this film for me. This would have been number one if I had watched it before writing the list, and also if he hadn't ruined that song. Yeah. But also the soundtrack's amazing. The soundtrack is like country and like very, very, very early rock and roll. Like not even rock and roll. It's just folk music.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. And I'm going to download it right now because I'm going to listen to it while I'm going to sleep.
I really do want to watch this film.
Yeah. That's about it.
But yeah. Okay. Shall I do my fourth?
Yeah, that was a very emotional one.
No, yeah, fourth.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
You might have heard of this one, Ben.
If it was Pulp Fiction, I'm going to punch something.
Taxi Driver.
You're talking to me?
You're talking to me? Yeah. Oh, Taxi Driver's so good. I watched it in 2 sittings because I was so sleepy when I put it on. And I finished it the next day. But, yeah. Wow. What a movie.
It's amazing. This shirt is actually kind of like wait, I'll stand up a bit. It's kind of like the jacket he wears. Not by design. This shirt has like Japanese cities on the back. So
I'm not going to go into too much detail because 1, we don't have much time, and 2, you've already done a review of it.
Yeah, and also it's in my top 3.
Yeah. So yeah, basically very short because Ben's also talking about it, and he's already done a review. Gorgeous looking film, amazing performance. The soundtrack's amazing. The main theme is just like amazing. I love it.
Oh, someone made an edit of it with rain in the background.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I'll cue it when we're on Discord later on.
Okay. But yeah. Also, what's her name? Jodie Foster is like brilliant, and she
Yeah,
was like really young.
she was like, I want to say
It
12, but either
it's quite
12 or
hard to
14.
watch at times. It's quite hard to watch at times,
It is. It is. Yeah.
but it's a really fantastic film. That's all I'm
Mhm.
gonna say about it because Ben will talk more, and we've already got a review. But it's just brilliant. Okay, I'll go into my number 3. So this is top 3. We're getting to
Yeah.
the big stuff.
Jodie Foster was 13 years old, so it was in between 12 and 14. Benjamin.
See,
Yikes.
that's so impressive.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Give me a second. I'll just say it now. My number 3 is I
Pulp
can't see.
Fiction.
I can't see it.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Wait, hang on.
Oh.
I can see the
The
title.
suspense is amazing.
I'm like, call me Alfred Hitchcock. Literally.
I'll call you a part of that name. Oh, so comedically
That's
humorous.
excellent.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know if this is it.
Oh no.
Okay, it's not changing.
What film
Anyway.
is it?
It's The Shining.
Whoa!
Yeah.
And you know the first rule of The Shining?
Don't talk about The Shining.
No.
Yes.
All work and no play makes
It's
Sam a dull boy.
Oh, the dull boy. Oh, hang on, it's working now. I was itching my knee, but yeah. It's The Shining. I'm just gonna put the thing up.
Just talk while you're doing it.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, The Shining was my favorite film for a very long time. Until I watched the second film on this list, which was my
Yeah.
favorite until I watched the first film on this list. But it's my favorite horror movie of all time. I think it's definitely the best. Jack Nicholson is my third favorite actor ever. Stanley Kubrick is my favorite director of all time.
Okay, that's fair.
There's so many there's so much stuff about it that I admire. There's that one sort of anecdote that I always tell. I'm not gonna tell, but I've said it in like 2 previous podcasts.
Wait, is that the one about the hotel overlook actually not making sense?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy.
It's actually really cool though, and also
yeah.
I also in my I did I did a lecture about it for uni, and they mentioned that as well, which is weird, but yeah.
So you've already got university level Shining knowledge.
Exactly. Yeah. The Shining's just amazing. I love it so much. I think all the imagery, all the cinematography, the design of the sets, the attention to detail, it's all like incredible. Stanley Kubrick is a master. Somehow Shelley Duvall won a Razzie, which is like the opposite of an Oscar for her performance.
Oh my god!
I thought she was really good in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get people's criticisms of her, but I think she was actually. I actually liked her performance.
Yeah.
Again.
Wait, is it because she's overacting in it? Because like.
Yes.
But no, put your feet in the shoes of someone whose husband has literally gone insane in a hotel that you didn't really want to go to, so he can write a book when he's got a perfectly fine teaching job.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd look like that too if that happened to me, for sure.
But yeah. I'm trying to limit how like.
Yeah, we are kind of drawing. Actually, this can be a lengthy podcast.
It could be, but yeah, I'm gonna stop that one there just for time's sake. Yeah. So let's get on to your third.
Okay, number 3 and number 2, I got double comedies, so I'm gonna refrain from talking about jokes. But at number 3, which I think is too low because it probably should be number 2. Can I make a quick change actually?
Quick change.
Okay, go. Number 3, I have Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes.
Napoleon Dynamite. Samuel, thank you so much for loving this film, because without you, I definitely wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's genuinely, it's one of the films when I think about wanting to be a comedian, it's one of the films that I'm like, I'm never going to make something as good as this, because every joke slaps.
It's so ahead of its time.
Yeah. Like I don't really like physical comedy, but there's something about this film that makes physical comedy so damn funny. Like when what's his uncle's name? When he throws the steak at Napoleon, that's hilarious.
Uncle
When-
Rico.
Yeah, I thought it was Uncle Rico, but I was like, no, that's too out there. When Napoleon's playing tetherball on his own and he's throwing his body into it.
Yeah.
Just when Kip and Napoleon are slapping each other, that's hilarious in itself.
Oh, it's so good.
And also, bear with me while I talk about it a little more. Kip is a don. Kip is one of the greatest characters in film. Oh no, I can't find it now.
What are you trying to find?
I'm trying to find. Yeah, John Heder.
Heater. Mhm.
That sounds like something someone would shout at a Sunday league game. John Heder. No, let's not do that, Ben. We're running out of time.
Ooh. Yes.
What was I saying? Yeah, his delivery is so good. It's just so
Yeah.
hilarious. I'm trying to think of lines, but I can't really.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
We've got to rush
okay.
ourselves.
Yeah, sorry. Also, the cinematography is beautiful. That one scene of the cow being shot is fantastic.
Oh yeah, so good.
And if you have seen the film and you're, pardon me, bored of it, then I recommend you watch Palooka, which is the short film. Sam is frozen. I'm very scared. Watch Palooka, which
Fine.
turned into Napoleon Dynamite, because it's amazing and it shows. It's in black and white as well, which is kind of good because black and white films are kind of good inherently. So, yeah, Napoleon Dynamite over in Napoleon Dynamite.
Way.
That was so dumb.
Excellent.
Number two. Wait, have you done your number two?
No, but it's your turn to do it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now I have at number two, Some Like It Hot,
Oh yeah.
which is my favorite comedy, and also another film I watched in media.
Mhm.
It's and actually I didn't like it when I watched it in media because at that point I wasn't into film. I was like, oh, I just want to be a history teacher. I'll be miserable talking about the Romans and the Normans for the rest of my life. But I watched Some Like It Hot and I was like, oh damn, what's happening? It's just men in wigs. What's so funny about that? That's a genuine thought I had while I was watching it, and then it got to the end, and the end line is absolutely hilarious. When he takes his wig off and he's like, "I'm a man," and then
I
wait,
haven't seen it in so long. I really need to
Yeah.
watch it again. It's so
Um,
good.
yeah, it's just amazing, and wait, no, I need to look it up.
What are you looking up?
The actors in it as well. Oh yeah, no, it's like I'm a man, and then he's like the guy's like nobody's perfect, and then it ends. It's so good. It's such a great end line.
Yeah.
And Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemon's great.
And oh no.
Billy Wilder's a great director as well. He did like Sunset Boulevard and stuff as well.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Oh, and also the antagonist, Spats Columbo, is amazing. He's pretty good at the whole being a really good antagonist thing. Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon.
Yeah, that's it.
They're hilarious. And also it was really revolutionary in the sense that it changed rules in cinema of what you were allowed to do because it portrays like cross-dressers. And it was really tight on that because film was really tight on showing anything other than the social norm of man and wife. So in that aspect is fantastic.
Yeah.
So we stand a revolutionary black and white film.
Yes, sir.
And also,
Okay.
It was inspired by the Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh,
So,
really? I didn't know
well,
that.
well, no, the crime in it that forces them to go to Florida.
Oh, right, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, shall I go into my number two?
Yeah, and also Marilyn Monroe is fantastic in it.
True, yeah. Okay, my number two is the 1960 version of Breathless, or Au bout des souffles, because it's French.
Okay.
It's directed by one of my favorite directors, Jean-Luc Godard,
Mm.
and it's starring Gene Seberg and Jean-Paul Belmondo, and I really like Belmondo because I've seen him in a few films.
Mhm.
I think all by Godard actually.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry. I'm quickly gonna go
Yeah.
run and get my phone charger. Just talk about Breathless, and I'll
let's
be
keep
right back.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, yeah. It basically, if you haven't seen it, it's about Jean-Paul Belmondo's character shoots a policeman and then he goes on the run and runs into his ex-lover Gene Seberg, and then it's about them sort of going about Paris, sort of running from the police and stuff together. It's a movie that Ben's coming back. It's a movie that I sort of fell in love with straight away. I watched it. I watched the movie and then I researched it like unrelentlessly or relentlessly. I can't remember which one. I researched it like non-stop basically.
Yeah.
For the next like few weeks. That's all I did in school. Instead of doing any work, in all of my free periods, I would just Google Breathless and all the stuff about it. I wrote a review on Rotten Tomatoes for it.
Did you?
Just to talk about how great it was. Yeah, I just love it. I love
Yeah.
the sort of laid back style, like a lot of French New Wave films.
Mhm.
French New Wave style is like my favorite, I think.
Yeah.
Out of like all these sort of movements,
Mhm.
it's just so unique and it's so pioneering. It pioneered the jump cut, which is sort of gimmicky now, but then it was used to such great effect. Like there's a really great scene where um they're Belmondo and Seberg are sitting in this car, and John Paul Belmondo is talking about all the things he likes in a woman, and it keeps jump cutting to show that he just does not stop talking, and he's listing off body parts. It's so funny.
My God.
But the film's brilliant. The ending was great, but
Yeah.
then I watched a bunch of other Godard films, and they all end in the same way,
Oh. How does
which
it
sort of
end?
I'm not telling you.
Oh. That's such a stupid question.
I'm
I'm
not just
so
gonna tell you
sorry.
how it ends. You're gonna watch it soon.
Oh, yeah, we need to review
And
that as well.
there'll be a review for it coming soon because we're doing
Yeah.
it for influential movie event, and Breathless is one of the most influential films out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I won't go into too much detail about Breathless because I've got a big review coming, and me and Ben are gonna do it together.
Yeah, guy.
And then I'll just get onto my number one. So this is my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah. My favorite movie of all time is Raging Bull. Ben knows this. Some people might know this.
Yeah.
It recently became my favorite movie of all time. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because I did a review of it. Basically, incredible cinematography,
Mhm.
great sort of composition of shots. Everything is just perfect. Like there's so many great uses of depth of field. Just it's all in black and white apart from a tiny little color bit segment which really pops out as well. The
Mhm.
boxing scenes are absolutely superb. It's a movie about boxing, but it's not a boxing film, if you know what I mean. It's much more than that. It's more of a
Yeah.
drama.
Yeah.
And it's just about the falling apart of this man's life. The
Mhm.
mad thing is that it's a true story.
Is
And
it?
the
Oh
real
my
Jake
God.
LaMotta consented to his downfall and his horrible tendencies being portrayed on screen.
Yeah.
This is the film that made Robert De Niro tied my favorite actor. His commitment to the role is incredible. His performance was just amazing.
Yeah.
He gained like about like 300 pounds or something to play the older version of Jake LaMotta.
Oh my God.
He also trained boxing so hard that the original Jake LaMotta, who's one of the best boxers ever possibly, said that Robert De Niro could be a professional boxer.
Yeah, that's mad. It's going to come up in my taxi driver research. It has come up. Let's not spoil number one, Ben. But his commitment to roles. I read that he, for Taxi Driver, actually rode taxis for people in New York,
Yeah,
which is mad because it's such a mundane thing that you would think he would just go into the role, do his thing, and then go and get paid at the end of the day. But the
Yeah.
fact he just researched so heavily for the roles shows his dedication to his craft. I never said that before. That was pretentious. Continue. Sorry for interrupting.
yeah. Robert De Niro's fantastic.
Mhm.
The soundtrack is amazing. There's so many just like every scene is just perfect. Like weirdly, one of the scenes that stuck out to me is when when he's in prison
Mhm.
and he just his vicious sort of tendencies show because he just starts boxing the wall until his knuckles bleed.
Oh my god.
It's like a really sort of symbolic moment, but that's
Yeah.
like what the whole movie is. I really want to watch it again. It's honestly the perfect film. It's
Mhm.
my favorite film of all time for sure.
Yeah.
It's just honestly, if you haven't seen Raging Bull,
I haven't
but
seen
like
it actually,
please
which
watch
is
it.
mad because Robert De Niro's. I'd say he's my favorite actor now. Now that I've actually ranked actors as
Yeah,
my favorites.
this is the movie that brought him next to James Stewart, which is
Yeah.
impressive considering how much I love James Stewart.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my favorite movie of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear yours, Ben.
Well, it comes as no surprise because I ruined it like 2 minutes ago. Taxi Driver is my favorite film. Thank you, Sam, for having it up there.
Yeah, I can't change it. It's
Okay.
but yeah, here it is.
Yeah, it's just it's not. Oh, sorry, my phone just disconnected. It's perfect. It's perfect. That's it. Because I think the reason I love it so much is because I didn't expect to love it. Because I put it on. I put it on when I was kind of getting into films. Sam and I had talked about. Well, I think it was when I wanted to be fully wanted to be an actor and didn't really consider anything other than that. And I was like, oh, I should watch more films so I can understand more deeper acting techniques than just telling jokes and running away when a serious scene comes into play. So I watched it in my bedroom and I was like, I could just sleep during it, but then it started and I was immediately drawn in by it.
Yeah.
Because De Niro's performance is unlike any other De Niro performance, I think, because he isn't De Niro. There's something he does with his performance and the way he shifts his eyes. He becomes Travis Bickle, especially when he gets
about Jake LaMotta as well.
Especially when he shaves his head and gets a mohawk in the third act, because then it's not De Niro, it's Mohawk Travis Bickle.
Yeah. Mohawk Travis Bickle scares me.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematography as well is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's disgusting. Which is what it's supposed to. It's supposed to disgust the New York streets are supposed to disgust you.
You're kind of supposed to feel dirty after watching it.
Yeah. And then that scene, the scene I don't really like of, where Scorsese's acting, and he's talking about the person upstairs, and he says the N-word a few times. That made me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like. I have to say, I don't like it when white directors put themselves into movies and say the N-word.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. That was one of my points in my Pulp Fiction review that I didn't like that scene.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah, especially for the how many times he says it.
Yeah.
But Ben, you're white. You can't get offended. Shut up. I'm multicolored.
It does kind of feel like they're just like, I can.
If I'm making the film, then I get away with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
And the fact that he has to get his black friend to say he's not a racist.
Yeah.
Don't buy bucko. But the main theme, as Sam said, is spine tingling. I said that. When it's like the brass and the drums, but then when the saxophone comes in, that's when you feel comfortable, which is it fits Bickle's character.
I like the swelling sort of brass.
Yeah.
And the release. That's my favorite part.
Yeah. Because it makes you so uncomfortable, and then it comforts you for a little bit, and then it's back to uncomfortable, and then it's back to you're fine. No, I really like this film, and the scene where he shoots the guy in the shop and then gets away with it, that came out of absolutely nowhere. Like, because there's no build up to it.
Yeah.
He's just kind of hiding and then bang. Yeah, it's crazy. It's so good.
At the time.
Yeah, we've kind
We're
of
almost 2 hours since we started recording.
Yeah, well, we had that. We had that 2-minute break when you went.
It was a 2 minute.
You were
We might have to
indisposed.
split this in half or something.
Oh, we could.
We might have
We could, because the first half was like an hour and a little 10-minute bit, I think.
Yeah.
Although I'm not certain if it was. I don't
I'm
care.
not sure. We'll look it up.
It's me editing. Who cares?
Yeah.
It'll either be 2 parts or it'll be a long podcast. I prefer long podcasts as well.
We could just do a long podcast.
I prefer listening to long podcasts, but people are like, "Oh, I don't like it because it's too long and my attention span." Shut up! I've got self-diagnosed ADHD. Don't talk about your attention
So
span.
there. No one has ever struggled more.
Yeah, no, I love the film, and no one can stop that.
Yeah, I love it as well. Okay.
If it's a long one, do you want to aim for 2 hours? Because we do have a question that
I don't think
got
we should
a few
tackle
weeks
any
ago.
questions.
We got one that I need to answer
You
for
need
the
to?
boys. Yeah,
Okay.
because I forgot to.
All right, do it quickly because we'll have to wrap
Okay.
it up in like a few minutes.
Okay, Megan Adamson said 3 weeks ago, what movies inspired you guys to pursue a career in the film industry? And if you want to follow Megan, I'm very sorry for not answering your question. I genuinely forgot about it. She is Megan _JMA. Not G, not G, J, like jumping, joy, Jimin,
Well, okay.
Japan. Yeah. So
I-
follow Megan and say Ben's sorry for not shouting you out because I forgot about the question.
My main ones are 2 films, The Shining and Breathless, that I've already talked about. Just
Yeah.
because when I first started to be like, I really want to make it in the film industry and do film stuff, they were my 2 favorite films.
Yeah.
That's basically it, honestly. Like, there's no specific reason. It's just me watching those films and admiring them, and me being like, I want to do that. It was more the timing of when I watched them rather than the film that I watched.
Yeah, that's fair. I think for me it's Taxi Driver, and I'm trying to think of another one so I seem cool and fun. I think actually Into the Spider-Verse, because that was very early. Like, I want to be a director.
Yeah.
I want to be an actor, and then after that I was like, that movie is mind blowing. I want to make something like that, but I don't want to be in it. I want to be making it. But Taxi Driver as well, because it's I said at the start of this podcast, or the start of part 1, depending on what I did, that this wasn't going to be a podcast where we just say it's so good like the Beatles ones, but Taxi Driver is so perfect that it made me think, I want to do something like that. If I can make if I can make anything that is 30% as good as Taxi Driver, then I'll be happy with my career, honestly.
That's fair. 30% as good as Taxi Driver is still like very good.
Yeah, it's like when we talk about, this is nothing like it, but when we're talking about basketball and we say 70% of Kevin Durant is still one of the best players in the league,
A very select few people will get that, but
Yeah, it's
you hopefully do
basketball.
understand what we're talking about.
Support the Brooklyn Nets for clear skin. That's what we're trying to say.
Yes, Stan.
So shall we wrap it up there?
Yeah. Sorry for
Okay.
this one being quite long, but we had a lot to say. It was our favorite film.
Yeah.
We hope it was interesting.
Yeah. What are you doing? If you're still here and you're going to complain, why did you stay here for the 2 hours?
Exactly.
You know what? Put it on loop. Put it on loop, and that'll show us how much you hate us. Get our watch time up, guy.
Yeah.
We'll
Turn the
accept
volume.
that.
Turn the volume down and listen to it while you sleep.
Yeah.
But just Justin Bieber yummy style. You know how it is.
You got the yum.
Okay, we really need to stop.
I've gone
it's
insane.
late.
I've had no whiskey, and I'm still
You-
insane.
You haven't had any whiskey, damn.
Okay, let's just. No, oh, it's so strong. It's so freaking strong, guy.
You know you don't have to drink it. You're not obligated to.
Well, I think I am. If if we've got forfeits for 2K, and
don't have to
I've
have
got college in
forfeits.
9 hours, yikes.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, we should
Okay.
probably wrap it up.
Okay, good night, boys. Thank you for watching this
Thank
extra
you.
long podcast, or the part 2 of this podcast.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry for it
depending-
being so
It's just,
lengthy.
you know what? I'm saying it now. Editing Ben, screw you. You're a fraud. You don't edit. This is going to be a long podcast. So get into Premiere Pro and start editing, boy.
All right.
Just slap the first file in with the second file. Thank you for listening to the Scandi Reviews podcast. We appreciate you very much. Go follow Megan. She'll be the top link in the description. I'm so sorry, Megan, for taking so long. It's going to be 5 weeks until she gets top link.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Follow Scandi Reviews on Instagram. Scandi Reviews podcast on Instagram, because I'm considering starting to put like 1 minute clips from the podcast if I can remember any good bits.
You told me to do that, and I haven't done it yet. I downloaded the first one, but
My Premiere
that's about it.
works now, but I just
Okay.
it's hard scrubbing
good.
through to find the best bits.
Yeah, because it's also
Um,
if we can find a way to get an hour long on Instagram, then we'll do that. We'll just upload. We can upload the
Yeah,
podcast
that's-
there.
Unfortunately, that's impossible. But, you know.
Yeah.
Follow this on YouTube. I don't need to say the name of it because you're on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Follow Scandi Sam and
Scandi Ben on TikTok.
Yeah.
I've actually got a new video planned that I'm gonna
Oh.
try and edit tomorrow.
Okay, that's good.
It might
That's
be
good.
out in a few days,
Yeah.
hopefully, if it goes well. But I'll need to do a lot of planning.
I
So,
can't
yeah.
think of anything else. Who else can we follow?
Follow our personal accounts, Sam at Joe2 and
I think I'm
Ben's
Ironside Ben 1.
Ironside.ben. or
Wait,
something.
let me fact check this. Ironside.ben. It's boring.
I think you're Benefit1432 on that as well.
That's Snapchat. If you want to add me on Snapchat, then please don't, because I unless you're going to give me as much attention as possible, I don't want that smoke.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you my Snapchat because I don't want random people adding me.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you later.
We love you so
Love you all.
much. That's it. What
Yeah.
else do you want? You've got our love.
Yeah.
Now